Well, get ready. This is the beginning of Cedar season. It showed up in the pollen count today. It was a medium count of 53. KXAN's Natalie Stoll has more on what to expect this year.
The threat of Cedar season didn't stop Christopher Grigg and his family from enjoying a hike to check out the view from Mount Bunnell.
I think I have about 3 different times a year when it seems to hit me pretty hard.
Like many transplants, his allergies are worse here in Central Texas.
Used to live up in Nashville and moved down here, and definitely been a lot worse.
The same goes for Katrina Bowman.
Last year was miserable.
She suffers from cedar allergies every year.
I'm doing okay right now, but they kind of come and go depending on the counts.
And the cedar pollen counts aren't high yet. Dr. John Dice at Allergy and Asthma Consultants says cedar season is a little delayed this year because of our lack of rain.
It'll probably be a little bit delayed in its start, and then some of the rain we've had here recently has probably held it down a little bit too. But once it gets kind of cool and dry, that's usually when the cedar really starts to blossom.
The good news, he doesn't expect it to be as bad as last year.
The thing with cedar is even mild levels are still pretty bad for people who are sufferers. So I wouldn't expect a huge drop-off in people's symptoms, but we probably won't hit the miserable peak we had last year.
The cedar trees aren't releasing a lot of their pollen just yet. Cedar season peaks in January before wrapping up in February. And that's when your symptoms will be at their worst.
A lot of sneezing, congestion, runny nose, horrible itching and dripping of the eyes and mouth and those areas.
Dr. Dice says to start with over-the-counter remedies like antihistamines, decongestants, and saline nasal rinses.
Once those things aren't quite strong enough, then you usually have to see your doctor and get some prescription treatments, whether short-term or to cover you for the whole season.
Grigg found something that works for him.
Make sure you exercise because it not only clears out your head, but also your muscles and all that. It keeps the allergens from pooling in there so you don't get quite as sore.
In Central Austin, Natalie Stoll, KXAN News.